U.S. ally preparing for World War III, Abe increasing Japan power amid North Korea threat. The North Korea threat has prompted Japan, a key U.S. ally, to increase its defenses against Kim Jong-un's deadly nuclear arsenal. North Korea sparked fears of World War III after ignoring international sanctions to continue developing and testing nuclear weapons. U.S. President Donald Trump used his 5-country tour of Asia to address the North Korea crisis, urging the region's leaders to do all in their power to pressure Kim Jong-un to halt his nuclear ambitions. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has promised to bolster his country's defense, branding North Korea the gravest security concern Tokyo has faced since World War II. Mr. Abe described North Korea's 6th nuclear test and 2 missile launches that flew over Japan as a national crisis, as he outlined his priorities in the Japanese parliament. He promised stern action to respond to what he said were escalating provocations by North Korea. "We will strengthen Japanese defense power, including missile defense capabilities, in order to protect the people's lives and peace," Mr. Abe said. Japan has increased its military spending since Mr. Abe took office in 2012, with its government planning to buy more American missile defense systems. President Abe is confident of amending Japan's pacifist constitution, which prevents the country from having a full-fledged military. The country has a well-trained armed forces known as the Self-Defense Forces, but do not have the right to launch an aggressive strike. The North Korea crisis has, however, focused the country's commitment on security issues. U.S. President Donald Trump urged Japan to purchase more American weapons that would allow Mr. Abe to counter the North Korea threat, raising concerns Mr. Trump was more interested in business than security. However, U.S. Ambassador to Japan William Hagerty said Mr. Trump's focus is on security, not trade. Mr. Hagerty insisted the U.S. is trying to make advanced weapons available to Japan to secure the region's defenses against North Korea. He said, "Our overarching goal is to increase Japan's capability and interoperability. Our overarching goal is on security and defense. And Japan's goal is to make certain that more advanced technology is available to Japan." On his 5-country tour of Asia, Mr. Trump also secured the support of China as he searches for a diplomatic solution to the North Korea crisis. China will send an envoy to Pyongyang to hold rare talks with the hermit nation, however, experts said this may not be an immediate fix. Tong Zhou, a fellow at the Carnegie Tsinghua Center for Global Policy in Beijing, suggested the visit will be China informing the North Korean Workers' Party of the outcome of China's 19th Communist Party Congress in October. And, Fred Fleets, vice president at the Center for Security Policy, said he believed China agreed to hold the talks because they are very worried about the prospect of war in the Korean Peninsula. He said, "What is different here is that I think we have a president in the U.S. that both nations believe possibly use force if necessary, and I think China is very worried about the possibility of war in the Korean Peninsula and a possible nuclear accident if North Korea continues to test these enormous nuclear devices underground."